Good morning, everyone, and this is Ben Coleman, your anchor host, Florida Aviation Network, coming to you live and in the clear from Sun and Fun number 52, and the moniker for that is Red, White, and Blue 52. And it's a pleasure to be here with you, and we're going to take an opportunity to welcome our affiliates and thank them for their support and their kind guidance through our peril to spread the word of aviation safety. And this is what's really interesting is the dynamics that goes on here at Sun and Fun. And if you haven't been able to attend a Sun and Fun, please, you should make an effort. Put it on your bucket list. We have so much going on, and we'll develop this after we thank our affiliates. And we're going to start off with Bill Stoll, S-T-U-H-L. That's for you, Bill. And Joel Weiner up in Jacksonville with the Civil Air Patrol. And Terry Kurtz from South Lakeland is joining us. She's actually in the studio today. She's helping with the admin. Glenn Sims in Lakeland with the Civil Air Patrol. Paul Adrian and John Weber in Leesburg with EAA Chapter 534. And we want to thank Paul in his other world. Paul left us here a while back. But we still, once you're with us and you help support us, you're with us forever. Also, a little thanks to Ron Timmermans, who's no longer with us, him and his wife Barb. But we're thinking about you, Ron, and I know you're thinking about us. Barbara Walters Phillips in Orlando with EAA Chapter 74. Bob Jex, affectionately known as Robert Jex or Mr. FAA. He's our FAHS Team Program Manager Emeritus, and he's now helping us quite a bit here with the Florida Aviation Network. He's out of Palm Coast. Javier Calderon is our FAHS Team Program Manager out of Orlando Flight Standards, and we share the actual same birthday, so we're birthday brothers. See you, Javier, next time. Vicki Sherman in Ormond Beach with the Civil Air Patrol, but actually she's here with us in the studio today, and she's getting groomed to help welcome our affiliates here in the future. So stay tuned, Vicki. You're on next. Keith Phillips in Spruce Creek with EAA Chapter 288. Joe Schmalls in Titusville with EAA Chapter 866. Brenna Wright in Sanford with the Naval Air Station Sanford Information Headquarters. That just rolls right off the tongue, doesn't it? It's hard to remember, but very, very dynamic work that Brenna does there. And she is a descendant of the Wright brothers. So thanks, Brenda, for all that you do to help and support us. Bill McClung in Tampa with the National Aviation Safety Foundation, one of the founding members here. And we had the pleasure of breaking bread with Bill last night and his wife. I call her Bambi. And she's quite a tribute to helping Bill get around. And Bill, again, thank you for everything that you do for us. And you're not done yet. We'll see you again here, I think, today. Michael Miner in Tampa with the Tampa FSDO. Thanks, Michael, for all that you do to help us. Dennis Hayes in Fort Myers with EAA Chapter 66. William, otherwise known as Billy Hadaway in Birmingham FSDO. And thanks, Billy. We still got to get that beer, man. We haven't pulled that off yet, so we're going to do it. Sam Gross in the Tampa Flight actually it's the FAHS team, but he's at the Flight Standards District Office in Tampa. And Barry Simmons in Inverness with EAA Chapter 1674. Tommy Diedman in Live Oak with EAA Chapter 797. John Liccardi and Michael Ketchpaw in Fort Pierce with EAA Chapter 908. Rob Williams in South Carolina with Triple Tree Aerodrome. If you haven't been to Triple Tree, I think it's around September is when they have their big fly-in there, but look up Triple Tree. Thanks, Rob, for all that you do. Laura Spoler in Orlando with Women in Aviation International. And Laura, you are a strong supporter, and thanks for helping out with John Golia yesterday, and Gina here visiting with us from the Boston area, but with the PAMA, Professional Aerospace Maintenance Association or Mechanics Association. You can plug in whatever word you want as long as you talk mechanic. Jim Waymeyer in Crestwise with the Villages in the Villages Aviation Club, very dynamic group up there. Willis Reese in St. Petersburg with the Civil Air Patrol. Thanks, Willis. Stephen Arroyo in North Palm Beach County Airport with Stephen Sinclair, the president of EAA Chapter 203. And the networks are turning our signal here and all over the world, literally, is the Aeronautical Proficiency Training and the Wings Industry Network. And we have so many folks in the background that are helping us here that they get very, very little recognition, but there's an outfit up in the Atlanta area that we'd like to thank, the Air Services, and Samuel Bereznik and his crew up there. Air Services, it didn't start with air. Air is Aircraft Insurance Rebuilders. And that small business has morphed into a major repair station there in the Atlanta area, Carrollton, Georgia. And thanks, Sammy, to you and your crew. But now we're going to be talking about a little bit of weather. And I think we've got a guy that you should know, as we know him as the weather guy, but Dr. George Bartuskas. George, are you with us today?
I'm with you, Ben. Thank you, Ben. Hi, I'm Dr. George Bartuska with the Florida Aviation Network, coming to you from Lakeland, Florida at the Sun and Fun Fly-In. We're going to talk about the weather as it affects people flying in here today, but first I want to read a little plaque. Weather briefings are usually based on a departure time, an en route flight destination, and an anticipated possible deviation destinations. Today's briefing is a general look at Central Florida, the Southeast USA, and the contiguous USA in a summary. As stated in the CFR, each pilot in command before beginning a flight shall become familiar with all available information concerning that flight. If you are planning either a VFR or IFR flight, please take the time to file a flight plan and to get an official standard weather briefing to get the complete weather picture for your specific flight. Okay, let's take a look here. We're looking at the potential of some severe weather in the Midwest, especially in Oklahoma up through Missouri, Iowa, Illinois, and Wisconsin, and some icing freezing rain possible in Minnesota. But notice down there where we are in Florida, we're in Central Florida. We're expecting some air mass thunderstorms from the Keys up around Miami and into Palm Beach County. And we can see here the predicted outlook of precipitation. Once again, as I said, in Missouri, up through South Dakota, North Dakota, and into Minnesota. Sorry, keep thinking Mississippi. Here's the Storm Prediction Center. Once again, severe weather outlook from Oklahoma through Nebraska, through Kansas, up through Missouri, up through Iowa, into Minnesota, Illinois, part of Indiana, and into Wisconsin. Here's a look at the live radar, national radar loop right now. Remember, we can only see on radar when there's precipitation to reflect the energy back. But later in the day, as the sun heats the ground and we get vertical movement of the air, we'll get condensation and we'll get precipitation. Here's the 500 millibar chart at 18,000 feet. We can see there's still a trough off the coast of California and a ridge off the coast of the Atlantic, but we still have a major high pressure center right over the southeast and Florida. Here's the ceiling and visibility from the FAA Aviation Weather Center. They're showing, again, IFR weather on the coastal area on the Gulf and in the Great Lakes area and that area of North Dakota and Minnesota. Here's our outlook from the National Hurricane Center. Right now there's no tropical cyclone/hurricane activity. Here we're looking at the radar for Florida. You can see right off the coast of Palm Beach and Coral Springs, there's some air mass thunderstorms right now, but there will be more as the day goes on. And here's our visible satellite view. You can see right now there's clouds up through the Midwest, up into the Great Lakes. And if you watch that scan at the bottom, we've got a lot of cloud cover over southern Florida and around the, in the Gulf and around the southern part of the North Atlantic. And that's a good look for today at our weather. So right now we are clear here at Sun and Fun in Central Florida, but if you're flying from the Midwest, you need to be aware of those weather conditions.
Well, George, I would like to thank you for arranging this high pressure system over us right now, because it's given us here in Florida, for the most part of Florida, a beautiful scenario for nice 80 temps in the day, down in the 60s at night to cool off a little bit. And again, I know that you put that order in, and I'm glad
Exactly,
that you did.
exactly. Well, hey, with enough donuts, I can make anything happen.
And thank you for those fat pills this morning. I consumed one, and I think it's working. But there's just so much going on here, George. It's not every day that you have the administrator of NASA here to talk to our group, and the beautiful F-5s that are flying around in the NASA colors. And we had a very interesting moment with NORAD yesterday. They did a demonstration using a Navajo of what it really looks like when you wander into a TFR, and how they use those F-16s to kind of steer you away, hopefully, before they have to shoot you down. That's the bottom line. So pay attention to your TFRs and your warnings. And again, there's so much to enjoy about aviation, and there's so much resource out there to help you and do it safely. And that's our moniker here at the Florida Aviation Network. And George, do you have anything to add to that?
No, just remember, always get a standard weather briefing if you're going flying, whether you're VFR or IFR, just in case something happens, so somebody knows where to look for you.
Okay, well, and George, we're let's see, what Jared Isaacman? Okay, yep. Jared, tell him I'll be with him later on, okay? He's trying to get in touch with me, and we did too much going on this morning, but we'll get back with Jared here pretty soon. And we have again, there's a lot going on here, and one day might be enough, but I doubt it. You need to come here for at least a couple days. Traffic is atrocious, so just be patient. And we were noticing yesterday, there's a lot of folks that are just kind of laid back, and they get into our southern swing of business. Others so impatient, in a hurry, wanting to get around it, hurry up, honking the horn. We don't do that here in Florida. We plan our days out as best we can, and if things don't work out, unless you're bleeding or there's a fire, kind of relax, enjoy, take it in the sights. And we'll be talking with Gene Conrad on Sunday to see how the week went, but we've had an excellent week so far, and the beauty part is seeing all the kids and the youth in aviation here. And it's great because you see them walking around looking at airplanes, and they're not doing this, you know what I mean? So, and again, we play and we make fun of using these, but major resource, not just a toy anymore. It's and I use that flying. That's my navigation. So we are we're encouraging everybody to kind of join in with us. We're going to have Greg Kuntz here on the See It set at 9:30 today. And Greg's air show performer, been around for a coon's age and cut his teeth on J3 Cubs. So what a dynamic gentleman. We've got all sorts of, John Goley was here with Pama. We mentioned him earlier. But there's a lot of big names, big names. And if you kind of stay tuned, let's see, I think we have in about 15 minutes, we're going to be turning the signal from Sun and Fun radio, and not radio, Sun and Fun TV. And that's going to be Gene Conrad and Amanda Holling with Channel 8, I believe, in Tampa. But they do a really, really good job over there. And when you hear people clapping, clap with them. You can clap at home. You don't have to be here to clap, but it's just a recognition, an oral recognition of there's some good things going on here. And again, Gene and Dennis Dunbar that helps put on the shows, and the pyrotechnics, the night air show. Oh my goodness, the lasers, the fireworks. we're a rival, and a lot of folks say it's the best aviation aeronautical experience of their life to be here. So we're going to tune this off in about another maybe 19 seconds or so, and we're going to stand by for the turn at 9 o'clock of Gene Conrad giving us kind of an update of what's going on. And we will see you back here on set for the Florida Aviation Network programming, and we will enjoy seeing you here at some point in the future. Take care.